Don't we all wish we could have a crystal ball to see into the future? Well, today we do. We will use it to discover the future of GIS and how we can make the most of all that the industry has to offer. The future of GIS lies in data, technology, and people like you. The use of geospatial data is increasing rapidly, and there is a growing recognition that an understanding of location and things in space is a vital component of effective decision making. The future of technology is always advancing, and luckily, the growth of GIS is right on par with current trends. People like you are changing the way we use GIS and making it a truly unique skill. GIS is still a fairly new science that is constantly evolving. As with technology-driven sectors, the future is difficult to predict. However, according to many, GIS is a hot career for at least the next 5 to 10 years. Crowdsourcing and collaborative mapping have taken the GIS industry by storm. Collaborating with others to produce a meaningful geospatial product is the key to future success. Data is everywhere, shedding light on all aspects of life. Retailers know what's selling, who's buying, and where it's all happening. But the data means nothing until it is analyzed and processed for use by the decision makers. That is where GIS can help. Data analytics is transforming the world, making for more confident decisions and predictions. UAVs are bringing remote sensing and aerial imagery to the masses. With the value and cost effectiveness of UAVs, or unmanned aerial vehicles, many organizations are incorporating high-quality, near real-time imagery into their GIS processes. UAVs provide images with a ground resolution of 2 to 5 centimeters. Farmers are using the technology to better manage their crop yield. Archaeologists are doing more remote sensing and vegetative research to identify resources without ever breaking ground. And the forest industry is using drones for rapid forest fire damage assessment and hazard mitigation. 3D topographical maps, terrain extraction, and 3D aerial images are next on the horizon. GIS development has been closely associated with advances in the development of the computer and will continue to improve with technological advances. To be successful in GIS, you need to be able to adapt to change and enjoy working with technology. Many students have associated GIS assignments with tackling a computer or video game. Solving a problem with GIS requires strategy, perseverance, and often creativity. More and more GIS is being shared through the internet. Cloud computing and hosting GIS web applications for users to access and contribute to via smartphones and similar devices will continue to increase in number and capability. Applications like story maps from Esri are growing in popularity and are an exciting tool for teachers as well as community outreach and planning. The ideas are limitless since so much data has a spatial reference. Think historical topics like the Underground Railroad or the Titanic voyage. What about an interactive map showing your local vegetarian restaurants or the best hotspots after dark? How about a story map that shows your kids' favorite hiking trail and native plants along the way? The interdisciplinary nature of GIS is painfully obvious when you think of all the things you can do with this very accessible and intuitive mapping and data sharing tool. And then there's you, the human aspect of GIS. In fact, as we've learned before, you are the most important component to GIS and the future of GIS. Why? Because the proper use of a GIS depends on people to ask questions, prepare data, perform analysis, and judge whether or not the resulting information is important and correct. The bottom line is you matter. You can't be replaced by a robot. Even if you're no longer in an office just making maps to print for your coworkers, technology has evolved and so has their dependence on you. This dependence on spatial data has fueled the fire, making GIS a hot field and industry. The U.S. Department of Labor estimates that a significant number of GIS-related jobs will need to be filled between 2008 and 2018. GIS is appealing to many for good reason. You can provide a service, conduct research, learn more about the environment you live in, and much more. GIS may have been designed as an environmental tool, but it's used amongst most industries. To be quite honest, I can't think of a single field in which GIS could not make a positive impact. Many fields, including lawyers, businesses, and medicine, are all investing in GIS. Even if you aren't the GIS expert, expect to need to know how to speak to one. As with all technical fields, GIS is a rapidly developing field where continuing education is essential. Keep yourself up to date by attending conferences and reading GIS-based magazines. Ongoing GIS training is also important to keep up with advances in this rapidly developing technical field. Be sure to learn Python. GIS out of the box isn't enough anymore. People want to be able to customize the software and automate workflows to maximize efficiency. While education and experience are the primary keys to getting GIS jobs, you can push yourself ahead of the pack by obtaining one of several professional GIS certifications. These certifications are gaining popularity within the GIS industry. You can also help advance the profession by giving your time and expertise. Openstreetmap used thousands of volunteers to convert aerial photographs to usable data layers in the wake of the massive 7.8 magnitude earthquake that struck Nepal in 2015. Over 7,000 people died and many more were injured or left stranded in rural areas. These data layers helped save lives, target damaged areas, and supported relief efforts in general by mapping roads and buildings that were previously unmapped. Today, more and more schools are including GIS in their curriculum to help their students gain valuable background knowledge and critical thinking skills to face real-life challenges in a global society. GIS is an educational tool that can be applied to many interdisciplinary projects and represents a fundamental way of thinking about the world as well as a fundamental career computer skill. Teachers are looking for GIS professionals who can donate their time to teach young people about GIS. Hopefully now you have a better idea of just how great the GIS field is and how it can provide valuable tools, services, and data to everyone. I say it all the time. The future of GIS is bright, and so is yours.